my eyes, shaking my glowing fist ignite the skies. Break the door before my eyes, no time to walk, so no room for lies. Before my eyes, strengthen my glowing fist ignite the skies. Break the door before my eyes, no time to wander, no room for lies. No room for lies. Until yesterday, I admired the world I sought. I wandered as myself, now I'm caught. Needing a glittering tomorrow, a shining thought. Overflowing memories if we feel the door that opens its courage, strong and real. We're needing a glittering tomorrow, a shining thought. Overflowing memories if we feel the door that opens its courage, strong and real. We'll meet and glittering tomorrow, a shining thought, over thoughts. Over for life. Overflowing memories if we feel the door that opens its courage, strong and real. Meeting a glittering tomorrow, a shining thought. Overflowing memories if we feel the door that opens its courage, strong and real. Can't track, making us for good sight, into face in the light. Run up the sandy slope with no world to fight. The rhythm of the wind on our side intertwined. All at once of any day, no limits in our mind. Give it all next in the levers will burst unconfined. In the silence of the night, shadows come alive. Feel the weight of every word as we strive. The beginning is when courage opens the door. Unlikely painted with light, endless worlds to explore. In the middle of formless time, we'll walk on, we'll self-reveal till the break of dawn. Courage opens the door. Our future is bright forevermore.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, or welcome to yet another fun edition of Televisable, where we talk about all the hot button topics and anything else that feats your fancies. And as usual, I am here. It's Friday, Saturday for some. And it's been a very interesting week. Jesus fucking Christ. We have drama after drama after drama that has hit. And wow, a lot of talking points that we'll have to cover. But as usual, I wait. I've already sent up the invites to those that wish to participate. But as we wait, how's everybody out there in Chatsville? Is everybody doing good? Everybody doing grand? There is a couple of second delay. At least I believe there's about a 2-second delay. So there is that. There is that. So, oh God, where do I begin? If I'm all by myself, where do I begin it? I've got to figure this shit out, because there is so much. There is so much. I mean, outside of the pooping issues that we are experiencing in Canada, because we've got some new invitees, thanks to our lovely Prime Minister, who invited a pretty good, significant amount of people into Canada, who now kind of happens to reside on the beaches and decided to poop, take all the poops there on the beaches and then bury them poops. Very fascinating. Very fucking fascinating. Ooh, we've got the mouse. Hi, Jam. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I've just got to avoid the beaches now.
The beaches.
Yes, the beaches. You want to know the reason of why we in Canada have to avoid certain beaches?
Why do you have to avoid certain beaches?
Because we have an influx of new Indian residents, thanks to our lovely Prime Minister who just wants to flood Canada with foreign investors. Could
Why
you
does he keep-
imagine if you've got Indians that are here, what could possibly be found on the beaches that might be buried?
Do you imagine what happens if you have a Spanish-speaking people from a southern, the
Yes.
southern part of your continent come
Yes.
up to your state?
Yep.
20 million at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, yours at least lets them in a legal fashion. Ours just says fuck it.
Open the floodgates. No, yeah. So it's even funnier because a lot of the Indians that are coming over not only have been found pooping at the beaches and them trying to bury it because they can poop anywhere, right? According to them. Also, there has been some potential drivers or people that haven't really figured how to drive going down the wrong way of the street, as well as one happened to poop at a gas station, like right in front of the actual, the gas pump.
Oh, sounds like California.
Yeah. And that's all right now. It
Congratulations.
just happens all over across the Ontario area at the moment. I mean, there's probably some up here in Vancouver because we do have beaches, but
You know what would fix that?
oh, did instant deportation? Yeah, that'd be.
Oh no, I was going to say wood chippers, guns, and a couple other things. Hey.
Yeah, that
I'm
also
old-fashioned.
helps.
I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah, that also helps too. But yeah, no, we would probably have to go with the instant deportation. Hey, if you can't figure out how to live in Canada, get the fuck out.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
I don't know. Maybe we will have to wait and see because there's still that lovely possibility of our prime minister decided to join.
There's also a good old-fashioned ass whooping.
Yeah, I know. Actually, that's probably going to have to happen at the more or less at the.
Oh, I don't know. You don't know where the poop? Let me show you.
yeah, pretty much.
This is called a toilet. Smash.
Yeah.
Your head is hitting against the toilet. This is where you poop. Pop.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, you should harm them. I'm just saying, introduce them to a toilet.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Many a times in the face. They'll figure it out.
Oh, you would think. But yeah, now let's see if I can find Canada.
No. Do you need to sell them potty training for adults?
You would think. You would think.
You could do that. I mean, we've tried that in, California. They don't care. New York, too, I hear, has the same problem. So.
Yeah, no. It is fascinating. You bring in the influx of people who don't know shit about anything, and all of a sudden, they just kind of, I hit a button. I shouldn't have hit that button. It was the wrong button to hit. Let's see if I can get this to actually work. There it is.
I don't know if people can hear. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. I was muted on the TikTok side.
How dare you be muted on the TikToks, on the ticker of the talkers? But here's the news.
Wasaga Beach. It's a popular summer tourist destination in the province. Well, it's responding to reports of beachgoers.
Now, Wasaga Beach, I believe, is in Ontario.
Leaving behind a mess.
I'm so
we'll
sorry.
call it that. We're not talking about trash or.
I'm in Vancouver, so I don't feel sorry for the people in the east. In the west, I would. In the east, fuck them.
Towels instead.
I find it funny.
It's more foul. CTV's Mike Lane explains.
Go for it, Mike.
Wasaga Beach is famous for being the longest
Saga.
freshwater
I
beach
don't know
in
why.
the
I know,
world.
right?
But in recent weeks,
That's
it has
just
been talked
perfect
about
name
for a
for
different
this.
reason.
I know.
We've seen that they were using this as a washroom.
This TikTok account claiming that her friend witnessed a group of beachgoers using their tent on the beach as a toilet.
So she was pointing out to me this is where they filled it in, and she personally seen them using it.
This and several other videos about people defecating on the beach have garnered hundreds of thousands of views.
No
and
shit,
has
mostly
been the
women.
talk along the beachfront.
If this is something that's happening and people are actually doing this, because if it is, that's serious and it shouldn't be happening.
Yes,
There's
we do
bad
have a
actors
few black
everywhere.
folks up
If
here.
someone should see something happening that isn't right, report it. We can only fix it if we know about it.
In 2020, the town of
Right.
Wasaga Beach adopted a bylaw prohibiting the use of four-sided enclosed tents. But the town does not have jurisdiction on the beach itself as it is a provincial park. In a statement to CTV News, the province did not address whether there has been any defecating on the beach, just that their staff have not observed it. The statement in part reads, staff at Wasaga Beach Provincial Park, as well as staff at other Ontario parks, have not observed this behavior during their regular patrols of the beachfront or in response to any complaints.
It does. It does. Remember, this is the Ontario area, so would they actually report anything? Because again, this is close to home to where the seated prime minister would be, doing his business.
I'm shocked that this is even on the news at this point.
I know, right? I know. It's impressive, but yeah, we'll end it there. There's no surprise kind of ending for this,
except unless you step in the landmines.
Yes.
Unless you step on the landmines, there are no surprises.
Yes, but no, I'm like, okay, yeah, a lot of them are kind of oh, we don't see it, what's happening, but everybody else is reporting on it. They just happen to get on their ticker talkers or whatever social media device that they use and put it out there for everybody to see. Actually, one case was one woman that was, catching the guy in mid poop. They kind of go, you can't poop here.
I mean, we actually have a better thing happening here. I mean, drug users in California are trying to get high, and people keep ruining those highs with Narcan.
Yeah,
and then they sue the nose, and then they get pissed off like, I was so high. Why would you get rid of my high? Because you're going to die. Well, then let me die. I was like, yeah, that's about right. They get so pissed off when you give somebody Narcan. They get so pissed off.
Of course they would. Of course,
because they would rather die from the high than be sober.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh no, that's not what they really want. It's like, no, that's what they really want. That's why when this Narcan bill happened here in Ohio, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna the Narcan users the drug users are gonna love that until I threatened to hurt you because you took away their high. And when you said they were about to die, they're like, and
yeah,
I would have died high. That is how these people think. It's
no, that is kind of it's kind of a universal thing. It's not just in but that's just the unfortunate universal factor. And this is something I've kind of explained to a couple of the actual contractors that I have that maintain like the electricity or whatever else that I need. Especially when they come across these people, they look at me kind of going, what the fuck is up with this? This isn't what it used to look like when I was younger. I'm like, yeah, I know, but here we are, and they're all kind of falling back to, can we fix these people? I'm like, realistically, no.
Here, the money they could use to save the people on Narcan could go to people who have diabetes. Still pay for everybody with diabetes, but have a better effect because those people want to live.
Yeah, no. See, the weirder thing is that they're out of the entire population of the drug users. So, certainly the hardcore versions of them. The moment that they kind of go to zombie to kind of that half zombie kind of look, where they have that weird arch or that full turnover, they're done. Their body is done. There's no recovering. It's like you have to have a lot of surgical interventions in order to repair that level of damage.
Oh no! Usually when they're like that, there is no fixing the brain.
No,
the brain is so fried it cannot function. And they kind of realize that they just like, I'm okay with dying high as long as I die high. I don't care.
No, and that's the golden case there. They die high. They're found dead on the street. They live their duration of life, mentally free for whatever it is, scars that they created. But unfortunately, the moment they have that zombie bend, it's pretty much over for them. So it's like, if you can catch them while they're somewhat vertical and badly scarred up because of it's a weird thing. A lot of the drugs that we have, they now get that weird itchy rash shit that happens, so they tear out their skin.
the flesh-eating bacteria that is going around the drug users right now that they
Yeah, that's
refuse
another
to
one,
talk about, that they don't explain. Yeah, these guys with those scabs and stuff on their arm is actually a
Yeah.
flesh-eating bacteria.
Yep.
And it is catchable.
Oh yeah, can't believe it. I can't believe it.
It is spreadable. I mean, you have to be in very poor health, but
Oh,
to
yeah.
children, it could be death. That's
Yeah,
why-
no,
know.
I kind of know that, but yeah, no, I've watched some actually scar themselves up because again, it's actually kind of a divide with that one. Yes, some have the flesh eating bacteria, others because of the actual drug that they have, like for example, the crocodile drug that kind of puts holes in skins automatically. It actually melts. So wherever you inject this fucking tub solution that was invented in Russia, which is supposed to be a quick high like a heroin, the moment you inject it, that injection spot opens up as a giant gaping hole.
Yes.
It's so carcinogenic to
Oh,
you
yeah.
that it actually melts the everything around it.
You're wrong. Yet to be fair, diabetes is extremely manageable health lifestyle. It is an extremely manageable health cycle, and that's why they should take, instead of giving free Narcan away, giving diabetes what is it called, insulin.
Yep, insulin.
Instead, and it's very manageable, yes, but it's very expensive to manage.
It is. It is.
And it would be cheap. And it's cheaper to keep the people who want to be alive
than the people who just want to die.
Than the people want to die. I know people who have diabetes not because they're fat, but because they were born with it. I mean, some people are just born with diabetes. It doesn't affect them until later in health. My family had, my grandmother and aunt had diabetes. It seems to run in the females of the family. They just get it as they get older.
Yeah, no.
It usually hits in the 50s when they hit their 50s.
Yeah, that usually happens is to some
50s or
as
60s.
they age out. Yeah.
Yeah, as they age out. It is a manageable lifestyle disease, but you also still need insulin. You still need it, even if you manage it perfectly. You still need insulin to do it.
Yep. That's
there is no magic pill. It's only insulin. Injecting insulin into your stomach is the only way.
Yeah, but even then, you have to actually be extra careful with how your injection spots. You've got to move them around.
Yeah, you got to move them around. I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not an expert on this, but
no, I have met a
manageable.
few diabetics and type 1, type 2. My grandmother, before she passed, was a type 2. She ended up having one of her kidneys fail and all blah blah blah. Ended up having the type 2 diabetes.
The funny thing is, they're saying diabetics live longer now than the average person today.
Well, it's because of their health requirements. They actually have to stay away from a lot of different things. For example, major sugars and refined sugars are bad for our system.
Oh yeah, I know. White sugar especially. Sugar is the worst.
That's why I said refined sugar. That is refined sugar. You could have a
Most
better.
people don't know that.
Yeah, you could have a better lifestyle or a longer lifestyle growing your own sugar cane. And then making your own liquefied sugar.
Yep. Corn syrup.
And that will be healthier for you than this refined shit that we have.
Corn syrup is way worse though.
Yeah, I know.
It's like actually, here's the thing: real sugar versus corn syrup sugar. Like they said, if you're going to drink pop, don't drink diet because that shit is actually worse than the real sugar. Aspartame's worse for diabetics. They say, oh, this is great for diabetics. It's a sweetener. No,
that's a lie.
Doctors used to say this all the time. They don't
I know
anymore.
Well, let's be real. Doctors used to say at one point in time, smoking was good for you.
It is.
Now it's technically not.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. My doctor tells me to smoke a pack a day every day. I know.
And coffees are then
Just getting
global acceptable and oldest addiction. Well, caffeine's been around for a very long time, and caffeine is manageable. It's one of those ones that you really can't. You can over caffeinate yourself, but not to a point of death. Some have
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're very wrong. You're wrong.
You're right. You're right in some aspect, but very wrong in others.
The oldest addiction is alcohol.
Actually, that and marijuana.
That and marijuana. Yep. Alcohol is by far the oldest, though, because
opium. Opium. One of the older ones. I forgot about opium. Opium has been around for a while.
Opium, because it's opium, and it was.
So alcohol, opium, caffeine, sugar have been your major kind of.
Caffeine is actually relatively new, believe it or not.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well, the levels that we have.
The levels, now, it is, yes.
Today. Caffeine didn't become an issue until, I think, around the 1800s.
Yeah, that's why.
Because coffee was being mass-produced. Yeah, and it had the highest caffeine level.
Well, this is the reason why I put that in order. It's because sugar is the last one because of the sugar barons. Oh, yeah. If it wasn't for like Kellogg and all that kind of stuff that kind of wanted to get their lobbyists in order to use their paper flakes and cover it with sugar, because basically what it is, so they could sell it to all the children. Jesus fucking Christ! Irish alcoholism isn't an addiction; it's a lifestyle. I get it.
Dude, I'm German. I'm German, Polish, and English, and Irish, and all the issues.
I'm a mixed breed. So my daddy is German. My mama comes with a whole different collection. You put that bad boy together, and I'm pretty much a Heinz 57. So, yeah, you done fucked. You just done fucked. Sir.
You don't even get to tell me what an alcoholic is.
Yes, I mean the Irish side of me says fuck it. It's just liquor. The German side says, hey, beer goes down quicker.
Yeah. I'm like in between Poland and German. Yes. My major ancestry.
Yeah.
So like we invented the beer of beers,
yes.
And also possibly vodka. So I mean, because at the time the part I was at was a part of Russia. So
yeah. So no. So yeah, when it comes down to drinking wise, I'm more of a social drinker. I can stay away from liquor for a very fucking long time until there's like a group of people in front of me, and they drink. Ergo, I'm going to drink. If I don't have to, I won't. But it just becomes a social thing.
If I get around a lot of people, there's alcohol I have to drink, or I'm going to kill people. So
no, that's basically how that works.
No, because that's what a social drinker is. I always thought a social drinker was like my wife who has to drink it in order to actually socialize with anyone. So
no, that's a whole different breed.
That used to be
a whole different breed. That's called an alcoholic.
That's what I was.
Yes.
But no, that's what I was too. But what is it? Jeez, it's I don't drink anymore. Yeah, weak. I can't drink, or I would be on the stream.
Yes, no, I get it. But
you've heard me my drug stream.
I have, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just stay away from that shit.
Yeah, it's like whenever when I drink, I don't stop. That's my problem.
Yeah, I know, right?
I enjoy it.
That is the level of alcoholism right there. That is where it is.
But once I stop, I don't have to pick up anything for a while. So it's like, okay.
That
I am not a functioning. Well, I am a functioning alcoholic. Sometimes.
You are. They do exist. The functioning alcoholics do exist. But so a lot of this show has kind of been restructured multiple different times because there's been so many different fucking drama points. I don't even know where to begin half the time. So
well, we could talk about movies this time, video games that have gone.
I know, but we're going to hit some of the actual hot buttons first. But we're going to get rid of Moist Critical because he kind of lost the debate with Sneeko out of all things. Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so Moist Critical Charlie decided to debate with Sneeko and about the age of consent and lolly shit.
Oh, okay. I do know what I have heard a little bit about this, but I just kind of like, you know what? I don't care. I don't want to hear it.
No. Okay, so Sneeko, who's now a new Muslim, we'll just kind of call that way. He's kind of, I don't know, maybe
he's the long-haired.
Yeah, and Moise
hippie
is,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
is a liberal hippie with long hair, who thinks he's cool but really isn't. Now, this is a millionaire versus a guy that is getting a lot of money for doing what he's doing, playing the whole Muslim thing. So the debate started off pretty good, and it had Sneeko up against the ropes with the age of consent for marriage and shit. All right,
Yeah.
because Sneeko's on this platform, stating that it's about the maturity of the individual. So if the person's mature enough and
Oh
they
God, this
want
is our
to
yeah.
marriage, so this is a Muslim talking point. But then Charlie fell into the trap when Sneeko reversed it and kind of went on to the liberal diatribe of, so what do you think is the age of what do you think of people, of young children transitioning? And Charlie fucked up. Royally fucked up. He did not read the room for his audience that was paying attention to this. He said, so as long as the child and the parents are in agreement, at a young age, they can transition.
Oh shit.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. So a 10-year-old or anybody younger has the ability to transition, but a 16-year-old who wants to marry a 21-year-old can't. They don't have the forethought, the ability, the maturity to make that rash decision.
But yet they can cut their penis off
But
and
they
their
can
cup
cut.
and
They can decide one day that, hey, I'm a girl. I want to be a boy, so I'm going to sterilize myself. Or I'm a boy that wants to be a girl, so I'm just going to go out there and cut my penis off. And Charlie did not realize the severity of the extreme that is actually existing. He does not know that transitioning children is a thing. He's like, oh, it'll take years. So by the time they get to that level, they'll be like 18 and no one will ever care. No, we have transitioned children. We've actually got them surgically altered. The
Oh yeah,
shedding
and
children have been altered.
what was it? A lot of these kids that got these kids who got transitioned at as young as 8, I believe,
Yes.
even
Yeah.
younger than some,
In
even
some cases
younger.
younger, yes.
Younger. So and they've reached the adulthood stage now, and some of those made it to adult age.
They don't want to be what they were.
The other ones don't want to be this way and have decided if they can't get their life back, as they become an adult. And yeah, it's not happy. I don't like it. I feel bad for these people.
Well, same here. But that was the argument, and unfortunately, Charlie did not decide to take the L. So he decided to take his ball. He did not. So that he has a clip of the actual debate, and I think it's from Sneeko's end, honestly. And that all exists out there on the internet. But the entire debate doesn't exist because Charlie refuses to drop it, as well as he's kind of decided to distance himself from his podcast that he used to do with a group of other people, and really fall more along to the more controlled programming as in recorded shows, so he can just put them up. He's not doing a lot of live shows, so he's really. I have to understand a lot of these milquetoast lefties have been told all the right-wing lies and propaganda. Yeah, most of them believe that shit. They don't believe illegals and really influencing elections or hospitals or committing to these surgeries. Yeah, as well as the abortion clinics.
We actually had a children's hospital here in Columbus, Ohio, that was talking about doing transitioning for kids as young as 8 and 6 and younger.
Yes.
And people found out, they're like, we're not taking our kids to your hospital anymore.
No.
And right now, Children's Hospital is running in a very high red state. They're not getting donations. Has made donations here in the area, and they are not receiving patients.
No.
And they're saying, well, we could possibly close down. and everybody was like, "Good,
Yes.
you fucked
No,
up."
the problem has reached to a complete high that even the European Union, some of the actual nations in Europe are kind of going, yeah, we're not doing this no more. We shut that down.
Well, what was it? Sweden was doing it for a while. I mean, the
Yes.
longest,
Yes,
and
they
they
were.
said
And
we're
they
not
stopped.
doing it anymore. They
Yep.
stopped because they found that they have a high rate of suicide, high rate of just those people doing bad things as
Yep.
well that do survive. Because you basically, when you remove your genitals, apparently you become a very mean and
It's not like neutering your dog or cat. Let's put it this way.
it's not. Instead, you're so how I don't know what the word. You're so wanting of pleasure
Yes.
that you cannot. It's literally driving you crazy.
Well, the weirder
You,
thing
you
is,
can't even nocturnal emission.
correct. The weird thing is that for the human species, we have evolved to a point where pleasure and pain are side by side with each other. They walk this razor's edge, whereas within the animal kingdom, there's seasons that these particular species go in. They procreate that way. It's like an on and off kind of switch. It hits a certain season, they get into fuck mode, and after they're done, that ends. It's over. Whereas humans, it's 24 fucking 7.
Yep.
365 days every fucking year.
And when humans go, here's the funny thing: humans do two things when they're what was it? What was that story? There was a story about the women that deprived the men of sex, except the men. What ended up happening is the men ended up fighting harder, and the women went to the camps to have sex with their men.
Yes.
And that ended up stopping the war.
Yes.
Having more sex stopped them from going to war.
Yep. Yeah.
Literally. And if you want to, here's the thing: the reason we're like in such a high war state in the world right now is because women aren't doing their jobs right.
Well,
So.
yeah, that is very agreeable. I agree on that one.
But the thing is, that's a real thing. I'm not making this up. I'm not being
Nope.
misogynist. I'm not being hateful or racist or anything like that.
I wish you were.
I wish.
you were.
I wish. I wish I was too. But the more sex that men are, the less likely we are wanting, because it feels that basic need of, okay, we have one of the things we need. Next is eating. We have that. Hey, I mean, if you have those two things as a guy, you don't want to fight.
Yeah.
Most
pretty
guys
much it.
don't want to fight.
No, and that basically, we had a time frame in the global history where sex was easy.
Oh yeah.
Sex was very fucking easy.
Oh yeah.
Now
A little too easy.
we're at a global time frame where sex is difficult.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's it's funny.
The
What we
gay
got
bomb.
here?
We're looked to the gay bomb. And
Develop the gay bomb in World War II. Yeah, I mean, that didn't work out very well because
I thought that was the Germans.
It didn't work very well because they came to the realization that everybody has a whole slew of gays somewhere.
Especially the Germans.
Well, the Germans are freaky. They have a
Yeah.
weird kink. They have a weird kink.
Yep.
But yeah, when it comes down to the global aspect, I think it's an equal share when it comes down to the
Kind
gay
of happen.
population.
Those kind of kicks happen when you want to engineer everything to be better.
Fuck yes. That's usually how that works.
I think Hans, come here. I think I found the way to improve the sexual gratification through this process. No.
yeah. Oh god, but no, this again coming from a highly religious country that kind of took away from the sescapades that they had previously, and went total 100% religion to now they're being staunch, kind of sex free almost to a point. Yeah, you end up having a lot of fucking deviance. This is what happened even with the Enlightenment time frame for the United States.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Look at Vietnam. I mean,
Yeah.
we had the most, we had the least wanting people to fight and the highest sex rate ever. I mean, and then we had the 80s. We had, almost the entire 80s. We went without a single war or conflict.
Oh, yeah.
Because people were just fucking like there was no tomorrow.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll was a thing, baby.
Yeah. And now we have like, the Democrats have been like, women, you should burn your everything and not, dress as slutty as possible, but also
don't put
refuse to blow a guy.
Yeah.
Refuse to blow all men whatsoever.
Just pick up your OnlyFans account and make sure that they pay for it and you're not there.
And then, and that just went so well.
Well, see, that's what happens with.
And that's why we have the robot sex doll coming about, and that's how we're going to end all wars.
Oh fuck yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be fucking interesting. It's going to put the women out of business. That's for fucking.
Oh yeah, what is it? Japan has already had. There's already a robot sex doll in Japan.
Yeah, I already know. I heard about it.
$100,000.
Still, there's going to be some men that's going to save up for that one, and if they're Chinese, they're going to sell off a kidney.
I get a divorce. Guess what? I'm ordering from Japan.
Yeah.
They said, "Well, what if someone could program your sex doll to choke you?" And I said, "Yeah, and some would pay extra for that."
That would be an extra.
I was like, no matter what you say, it's like, oh yeah, someone could and I can marry a wife who will stab me while I sleep at night, buddy. What's your point?
Oh fuck yes. Well, I mean, we already have the what is it? The Rosemary dolls that exist. So those are your silicone dolls. Now you take that. You take those dolls, and you put that on top of a endoskeleton, which is kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy kind of thing. You end up having this weird synthetic woman walking around that's gonna please you whenever.
Yeah. I mean, even once they make it cook, it'd be perfect. I mean,
yeah.
But here, what was it? I was looking at.
I gotta blink. Give me a moment here. No, it was just you. Okay.
There is a what is it? The robot doll has a self-cleaning measure.
Okay.
So you don't have to scoop it out. I mean, like the whole thing is pretty automated.
Nice.
It's amazing. Like I said, $100,000.
Well,
I mean. I'll buy one.
I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah, hell, if that one they were advertising, I'd buy that fucking for $1. Fuck, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Second, I'm still married. I'd buy one. Not that I could use it, but hey, it's nice
it is what it is. But no, we've had a very unique time frame with a lot of what is it, robotics and animatronics and AI and a whole fucking slew of different things. So yeah, it is a thing. As well as we're still working on when I say we, science in general is working on the uterus, the actual transplantable uterus.
I've heard about this. It sounds very sus.
It is mostly meant for women that have difficulty kind of carrying a pregnancy.
Okay.
That was the core design. Some trans have caught wind of this, especially the trans women. They're like going, oh, when is it going to be for us? I'm like going, I don't think it'll ever be for you because you're not built with that that mommy pouch in place.
Now,
but sure.
I've read about these and they're saying, well, trans men will have babies soon. And I was like, no, because the thing is, while this is artificial, it still requires the biology of a woman. Yep. You don't have the ability to push. Well, one, you don't have the hips.
Correct.
Two, you don't have the hormones to constantly feed and keep it going.
Correct.
You don't have the body type because you don't have the space.
Uh-huh.
Even if you scrape out, I mean, your genitals. You're producing and is external as a man who once you were, all your stuff is external. Mm-hmm. Women's is internal and it's built that way. You would not have room for it in a man. You would have to remove kidneys, livers, and other shit to a different part of your body.
Kind of moved around.
Everything would have to be moved around, and then you wouldn't even have room for the uterus.
Correct.
Still, and when you had a baby, it would push everything out of place, more so than with a woman, to where it would break and kill you.
Yep.
So no, this is not happening. Now, they're looking for an external womb type deal thing as well.
That's another one that they're looking at. So they have
And that would be possible, but it's external. It's not internal. So you're not really having a baby. You're just carrying around luggage.
Not necessarily. It's a petri dish that sits on a table, just
on the wheels.
Yes,
petri dish on wheels. There you go. It's like one of those roller cases.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's it. It's actually easier than being pregnant, and so you're not really pregnant.
No, that is true.
So
like I said, they are kind of working on this. It is right now. It has been limited to animals, so pigs and shit that is closest relations to humans, to see how quickly we can cross over from animal to human services. But yeah, the artificial womb seems to be getting a lot of speed, so it should be fascinating to see how far it can actually progress.
Well, the first one is going to be a billionaire.
Oh, definitely. Probably some old biddy that wants a child. So.
Oh yeah, billionaire. It's going to be the first, and that's fine. That's how this always works out. The first cell phone, were the richest people were the millionaires at the time, because we didn't have billionaires back in the 80s. We might have, but it was the U.S. government. At most. Then you had
unless it was the Rothschild or something like that.
Then in the 90s, you started getting them down to between the millionaires and the thousandaire, like the 100,000aires.
Yeah.
And then in the 2000s, your common man could have one.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened very quickly.
It did.
So I imagine after the first one is done, you'll see maybe in 20, 30 years, this will become commonplace for everybody.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The problem about a child, with having a child this way, and I can see this, with a child being born the natural way, you have a natural connection with it being in the female's body and the man caring for the woman while she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And you build that connection with the child early on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even back in the old days, when they were like, well, a child's born, we don't know if it's going to live, you still had a connection and wanting it to live.
Correct.
In the future, this could become an issue, I can see, because you don't have that beginning connection.
Yeah.
The secondary, you will have the secondary connection, but you won't have the primary connection.
Yeah, that's kind of the extension of this experiment. It is that connectional, like emotional connection to it. So we'll have to wait and find out. But right now, just as getting this off the ground in order to save those who have the premature or the miscarriage kind of syndrome, because there are some women who just really can't carry and they just miscarriage constantly.
No, and for them, they're usually the funny thing is, most women who can't carry because of stuff like that, they usually want the babies the most. And then you have the ones that can get pregnant on a dime and then want, let's kill this.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like, yeah. So I can see where this is going to benefit some, but not all, and I can see how this is going to be very problematic as things kind of go down the rabbit hole of fun. But just like the internet, it started off very safe to where it was to where we are now, and even fucking with YouTube, where you didn't have to censor yourself. Most people now will censor themselves. As for me, I don't fucking care because I don't fucking censor myself.
Oh, you and me both, man. You and me both.
So I'm part of that.
We have stopped giving fucks about this shit a long time ago.
We're from Gen X. We survived with the whole idea of making sure our asses are home by the time those streetlights turn on, and we were also kind of built on fuck around and find out.
I remember when we used to run around in snowstorms trying to find in the middle of the fucking night to find places to sled.
Yeah,
because it would melt. Sometimes, mostly not be good snow in the morning. Its best snow was at night. We'd be going down hills at fucking 10, 12 o'clock. People like, go home, you shit bastards, get off my lawn.
Yeah,
I'm like, no. They bring out the shotty, and then you would go.
Yeah, then you'd have to go. But yeah. but no, that is pretty much the case right there. So yeah, it's like we have a different mindset altogether than these fucking young.
I don't even know if I'm a Gen Xer anymore because they keep on fucking moving the timelines.
What's the
I think like now it's like they keep on every 5 years they keep on moving it 2 more years up the fucking now it's almost up to the 70s. And I'm like, no bitches, I was born here. And it's like I think it's like Gen X now extends out to 85, 90 almost at this point. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. It used to be 20 years, now it's 15, and they changed that around.
Yeah,
and it's
well,
like
okay, so
boomers have Gen Xers have become boomers. Boomers have become, or Gen Xers have become.
that's because of the factor that
millennials.
they're trying to incorporate those micro gens as well. That's the biggest problem when it comes down to it. These fucking micro gens. No one really cares about it. But as the actual order is, you're looking at the mid 60s. In some cases, you're looking at the 70s to about the early 80s for that
Honestly,
area
it goes
for
in
Gen X.
20-year gaps is what I've realized. But that's the way it used to be.
It
And
used
now
to be that way
it's like
because of the
now they're
fact
trying.
that we have the micro gens and all that kind of fucking shit. They've adjusted.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm not anywhere in those groups, so I don't want to. I know I'm not. I'm not a boomer, and I'm a Gen Xer. I was born
Yeah.
a Gen Xer, and
Well,
then
if
you
you
got the
were born,
millennials who came
if you were
after
born
us.
from 65
Or-
to 80, you're still a Gen Xer.
Yeah, Gen Xer, all the fucking way. What is? Then you got the Zillennials, the Millennials, the
Well, the
next.
millennials come with their kind of questionables because you have Gen Y, which belongs there. Then you have the Zennies, which exist within their group, and then there's one that has the X on it because they're in the back end of the X generation, but on the front end of the
They're
Y
called XMs,
gens.
I think. I think they're called XMs.
That's another one too.
I was
Some
like,
called
I think
Zennies. It's millennials.
they're the ex millennials is what they call them.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird, and they like honestly, we knew what we were until like they said, you know what, we're gonna until like corporations started fucking naming us, and we were like, no, that's not how this works. It's not
that's
how
usually
any
how
of
it
this works.
Yes. That's usually how it works. But no, I mean, I fuck it. Well, when it comes down to it, you're looking at the back end of what 64 to 65 million, especially for the continental United States. So almost a couple of billion that are Gen Xers that are still roaming around, going, just leave us the fuck alone. You've ignored us to this point. Just continue ignoring us. We don't want to deal with this shit. So yeah, we're the noisy ones, or the Z generations. All we want you guys to do, shut the fuck up. Just leave us the fuck alone and shut the fuck up. You guys are too fucking noisy. Oh, we're trying to change the world. No, you're not. You're making it worse.
You're not changing the world. You're making things worse for us and yourselves. Trust me, we want free college. No, you don't. No, you don't. The second that you get free college, that means the government controls the colleges and what you learn.
Yep.
The colleges were doing fine. They were making money. They were happy. Then they said, well, we want government money. And then they said, oh, we want the government to take over so we can and make money. And it's like, that's not how it works, guys. That's never how it works.
No, it's never how that works. But the moment you have government intervention in anything, it's the moment that everything becomes kind of neutered.
What was it? Everybody says, well, look at military schools. Yeah, most military school, like colleges, are not run by the military or the government.
They're not.
They're usually run by somebody who was in the military, but they run them as a business at that.
Oh, fuck yes. But because what is it? In some parts of China, the children there are learning how to make concrete, and these are preschool levels, learning how to fucking make concrete, cook for themselves, that kind of shit. What are most of our kids learning? Outside of trying not to eat the fucking paste.
Actually, I've noticed there's this trend on TikTok, YouTube, and a couple other where a lot of parents, this is actually becoming commonplace, where they're teaching them the basic skills of how to build a house, how to do concrete. like basic jobs. This next generation, they're gonna know how to do shit fine, how to do
that needs to be
electrical
done.
work, and their parents are like, "Yep, I did learn this shit. You need to learn," and that's fine.
Mhm.
But it's gonna leave a gap in the higher up levels, which is going to create that pay gap. Maybe about 20, 30 years down the road. But these kids are all going to have the skills to plumbing and all. I mean, it's weird. It's like they learn. You got kids learning building codes at fucking age 10, and I'm like, well, I mean, that's what we did, but damn.
Look, I mean,
we
need that generation to make up for that solid generation that's leaving us. That the baby boomers that are slowly, being aged out.
What was it? Our grandparents taught. Well, the thing is, the boomers didn't know how to build a house from their, a doghouse.
No,
so I mean,
no,
fuck.
yeah.
They didn't know the difference. But these my grandparents,
Mm.
my dad knew how to roof. He knew how to do that stuff. But he also knew, but he didn't know how to teach me. My grandfather taught me how to build houses, how to lay foundations. Wrongly in some cases because he didn't like to use rebar. He's like, I'll be dead by the time this falls down. I don't give a shit.
You see, he makes sense.
I mean, he was right. It's just now his old house is just now starting to fall down. And he's been dead almost 20 years.
See, there you go. But it was up for the fucking longest period of time.
It was up for as long as he was alive, and he didn't care. So when my family inherited it, we had to fix the house up. So my grandmother and grandfather had been long past since it started falling down, and we're just now starting to have to fix everything. Honestly, the way the house was built, the electrical had that old electrical instead of like the insulating ground wire had that paper bag material. Waxy paper bag material, and then you had that plastic that rots away after starts just to fall off if you touch it after 20 years. Will stay on there, but if you touch it once, it just goes to dust.
Yes,
and then you become electrocuted. So it's like, okay, well, this is fun.
Yeah.
Stay on there forever, but once it hits 10 years, it starts to just turn to dust. And you touch the wire, your finger goes through the dust, and you're like. You're like, oh, why am I on the ground?
That's because your ass, you got fucked up pretty quick.
Oh, but that stuff, I hate it. I've been electrocuted by that stuff more times than I'd like to admit. I had to change.
That's a Sparky thing. That's for sure.
That's it. What was it? I had to change the plugs in my house, my grandparents' house, in the upstairs, so I could plug in my computer. And I was like, what? Oh my God, this shit's falling off. And I was just
I'll do it.
Because I just touched the wire and I was like, and as I realized I was too late.
Yeah.
Yep, this is what we got kids doing that here now too. I mean, hell, there was a kid who built an entire sidewalk by himself.
Actually, there's a kid that actually built his own tiny home.
That's that. I'd like to see that one. This stuff. And they're learning to cook. Our grandparents did this with us too, or I don't know if yours did. Mine did.
Mine did. Actually, I come from a generation that
if there was a hole in the. Here's the funny thing: if there was a hole in the road back in the day, you didn't wait for the city to fucking fix it. You filled it in your goddamn self.
Yep.
And we're starting to see that. That's kind of sad, but we pay these people to do that shit. So.
Yeah.
You there?
I'm there. I'm here.
Oh, I hit my goddamn.
You hitting shit again?
No, when I tip my shoulder over, the volume rocker gets hit, and it turns down automatically. Hell, I saw. Did you see the video where Arnold was like tired of the potholes on his road?
Yeah,
he went out, he picked up the bags, paid some people to help him fill in the holes, and that's how the roads got fixed on his street.
Yeah,
he filled them in himself, and everybody was like, "Wait a minute!" And he's like, "I'm trying to make the government do it. I can't do a fucking Arnold."
No, but
I'm trying to get the government to fix my roads, but I got tired of it. I do it myself.
That's pretty basic.
There we go. That's better. And it did. And the government was like, "Well, you can't fix it. You didn't fix it right." They said he fixed it better than the government would have.
Mm-hmm.
and they tried to fight him for it, and he was like, "No, If you're not, I pay you money to fix our roads. You don't. You better fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the government's like, well, we don't have time. Well,
That's a
or
bullshit lie. They
I-
don't have fucking time.
They have the money, they have the time, but they'd just rather spend it on immigrants.
Fuck yes.
The illegal
They
immigrants,
have the
excuse me.
manpower already. They have the fucking time. Their clock is 24/7. I've seen contracted workers for the federal government working over fucking nights. So shut that fucking mouth. We don't have the time. No, you fuck that shit. You do.
What was it? We had that happen here actually. A guy got tired of the potholes in front of his house. He fixed them himself, and and then it got the paper, and everybody's like, "Well, why did he have to fix it? Why didn't the town fix it?" And the town was like, "Oh shit!" So they started fixing all the potholes in town. It was really kind of. It just made the local news, basically the papers around here, and then it was gone. We didn't have potholes anymore.
Yeah.
So now you got YouTube. Holy shit!
Yeah. Well, fuck.
Make your town famous.
Yeah, pretty much.
A lot of times they just don't want to do it because what's this?
Okay, so this guy here, before he was a kid, 13-year-old, that actually made his own tiny home. So this is kind of like a montage of shit. But yeah, so let's see if I can get to the big shit here. So this kid here made this fucking tiny home. 13-year-old made this.
Yeah,
that's his.
All right.
And he did it for under, like, they say 15 years. I don't believe it, but then, it is a shed-like quality. It's actually pretty good.
Well, that's how much. I mean, what year would this have been when we built it?
This would have been recent. This would have been, let's see.
6 years ago.
I would say about 6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, about a shed that size, if you built it yourself, would cost about $1,500.
Yeah.
In the U.S.
In the U.S. Actually, in this case, it's Canada. So
it'd probably be cheaper. Well, no, you guys don't sell. You guys sell all your lumber.
No. Before we didn't.
Okay, so that's before this.
Yeah, it's way before the actual Trudeau. Demand is selling everything. Yeah, no. From what I can see, yeah, this kid was able to. Yeah.
I mean, if you build it all yourself, yeah, I could see that costing $50.
Yeah, it is pretty much a garage size. He's got his bedroom. The way how they do the tiny home, you have your loft bed on top and everything on the bottom for like you seating and that. So yeah, it is pretty cool.
You know what I hate about this tiny home thing? It's like, oh, if one person's willing to live in a small home, everybody should be willing to live in. I was like, no, that's not how this works.
That's not how that works. Okay, so the tiny home is a good idea for like a starter place.
Oh,
Single person starter place. You increase the actual size if you're gonna have more than one person that's living there.
Listen, I live in a 12 by 13 room. I have a 12 by 13 room right now.
Yeah.
This used to, in the 1910s and 1800s, this room would house 15 people.
Yeah,
this whole room, and and everything would, you're cooking, and I'm not talking, this is where they sleep. No, this is cooking, washing, everything. 15 people would be doing everything, and that would be their home.
Oh yeah.
We are going backwards, people.
Well,
we went to where the average house, the average size per square footage per person was it 450, I think.
Yes.
Now it's 450 per person. So now we are going back to where that, per person it's 150, and they want to go even smaller than that.
Yeah, they saw the coffin-sized rooms that the Japanese were doing at the airports. We could do that everywhere.
But here's the thing: you don't need to do that. Not this, especially in this, United States or Canada. You don't need small
any
homes.
place that has a very large landmass. You don't need to do that shit. If it was a smaller landmass, I could see yes, go for it. But Canada's the one of the larger landmasses.
Well,
second largest. We
government-
have a lot of space.
Who do you think's the largest landowner in the United States?
China.
Well, I mean overall.
China.
No, the U.S. government. The U.S. government owns the largest land mass. Guess what it is? It's mostly parks. When the Park Act in the 1950s passed, they said the government could no longer sell land to citizens.
Okay.
It can only remain park, and they can only sell by passive Congress and a signature from the President of the United States. The government no longer dealt out land because it was protected. Now they can sell to companies who can then turn it into industry or homes.
That becomes
and only they can sell it. Only they can buy it, or the company can sell the land after they purchase it from the government. However, that has it used to be the government would sell to people, individuals. Now only companies can buy it.
Yeah, the corporate land. Yeah,
and then they turn those into HOAs, which so they get more money as time goes on.
Well, yeah, you would think that'd be a thing,
and that is a horrible thing. They actually, it should be outlawed because they've screwed the people out of it. It should actually be unconstitutional. But things.
That is pretty basic. That's pretty basic all the way through. Now it's kind of the same kind of dealio for the most part up here, but when it comes down to Canada, there's only like maybe 33% of Canada is actually livable. The rest of Canada is a frigid tundra that's got like hard earth and that kind of difficult. But with the new technology, new abilities in that, we are able to live in the most Arctic areas of Canada now.
Well,
I mean, we've made Nunavut into into a province.
The only place where you can actually go out and stake land in the United States is Alaska. Because Alaska is essentially its own little country within the United States.
Yes.
Texas, too.
It's a free state.
But the thing is, there's so much unclaimed land up there. Because if you stake a claim, build something on that land is yours. And you pay like a one-time fee to Alaska, and then you don't pay land tax up there because the government's not going to take your land away up there because it'd be more hassle than it's worth because it's so
fucking
wilderness. It's there's so much wilderness there. The hell they'll pay you to live in Alaska.
Oh fuck yeah! No, I get it. Yeah, no, like I said, we're kind of getting to that point, but yeah, it's just it's fascinating to see like the major city metropolis kind of things trying to cram as many people in these areas when it's not feasible.
They're trying to cram. I love when your prime minister says we need to bring in more immigrants. Said, oh yeah, where are you going to move them to?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
he has an initiative that he has to complete. So he's got to build 4 million homes by the end of 2025 or something like that.
Yeah,
I wish him the best of luck. But he's also imported 4.6 million immigrants to Canada. So by the time he completes that 4 million homes, we go back to square one of having not enough homes for all these people.
What was it? He spent what, 40 million Canadian dollar? No, more. Wait, it was like 400.
400. Pretty close to billions. He's spent
almost.
Billions.
He's pretty close to, and he hasn't built a single home.
Fuck no.
He's paid all this money. Not a single home is built.
Nope.
Not a single home has been started to build. Yet this money is being spent.
Yep.
Where is it going? How is
know.
paid? I've seen this.
Yeah.
I'm explaining this. I've seen this. I don't know where it's going either. I think if you look at some investments he might have, or his
it's going into his pocket.
It's going. Oh yeah.
No, because we have the McKinney scandal, which is that part of the whole COVID thing. Because one of the actual MPs who's on his caucus is one of the actual shareholders for this or one of the actual
building companies,
co-CEO, whatever it is, for that mask company for the COVID and shit like that back in the day. So a lot of that money went to him. All those COVID money that went out, all those hundreds of billions, all went to his corporation, his company, to make the CCP or whatever the CCPCs or whatever.
Yeah, 9
fucking
masks.
Yes, those fucking things. And not a fucking mask was made from him, but all the money went to him.
Oh yeah. This is why the real thing, the reason they don't want the liberals to win in your it's the liberals, right?
They want the liberals want to win. The conservatives shouldn't win.
Okay.
Yeah.
The conservatives want why the liberals are afraid if the conservatives win, they're going to find out what happened to that money, and they're all going to go to jail.
Fuck yes.
That's the real reason. And then I heard
that. Yes.
I heard about your alliance between Jagmeet Singh and
Justin
Trudeau.
Yes.
The combination of the party was only brought up by 2 of the people from Jagmeet Singh. Only 2.
Yes.
Are agreed to, and Jagmeet Singh's like no. Or Jagmeet Singh's one of them. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past it if he's one of them. Because again, Jetman is just doing this for him for his $2.3 million pension that he'll get every fucking year.
And then he retires.
For life. Yes. Yeah. For fucking life. 2.3 million from the government of Canada for a job well done.
Wait, you get 2.3 million a year?
Yep.
For just being an MP.
Just for being an MP for a certain time frame, yes. I think the requirement is 6 years.
We don't even give our president that much money.
Yeah, congratulations. This is
after he gets 1 turn in or 1 day in as president. He gets that for life. The second he gets elected.
Mm-hmm.
He gets like I think 350,000. I think it's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like something like that.
Yeah,
and that's it for a year per life.
Yeah, that is
your prime minister. Not even our congressmen get that much. They get in for like 1 term. They get that for life as well.
Yep. No, we've got the lifer pensions, but there's different levels of the lifer pension.
That is
Jetman is going for the golden parachute. The holy grail.
How much does Trudeau get?
I think he's the same amount or a bit more.
That's insane. All your MPs get that much money just for serving 1 term.
Multiple. Well, for you, it'd be considered 1 term. For us, it's every 4 years is a complete term. So 4 years and then 4 years. So, and if you've done a total of 6 years or whatever it is supposed to be, so in this case 6 seated terms. So it would be 3 elections. If you do the run of 3 elections, you get the golden pension. It's like the
well, is there like a bronze, silver, and gold?
Yeah, yes. It's like the hat trick. You managed to hit it 3 times. You did it. You did your services. You did almost 9 fucking years. Congratulations, job well done. Here's your millions. Get the fuck up.
Jesus Christ! No wonder your country's going broke.
Yeah, no shit. No fucking shit. And you know, and the funnier thing is that the bureaucrats and the people behind the parliament shit created this fucking fiasco.
I mean, what do they get paid while they serve?
I think they get like what is it? They get the average of like an average citizen to it. I think they get
but okay, they get an average pay for 9 years.
Yes.
And then after serving that 9 years, they get I would say an average pay of your MP would probably be 100,000,
something like that.
So then they get paid 200%. No, yeah, 200% more after they serve 9 years.
So yeah,
a year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
that is insane.
Yeah.
Our CEOs here must be fucking jealous because and you know they don't even have to work as hard. They just have to.
No, they don't. Yeah, no, they don't.
Oh my.
Yeah, so the member can. So basically, I know this has been raised over the 2021 kind of thing. So they raised a few different things to benefit not only for the average Canadian but the fucking parliament pension. So realistically, the average starting person is roughly about 32 to 49K. Even if they lose their seat, they're pretty much done. That's it. But if they last, they're looking at an additional on top of that. So you're looking at pretty close to 120 million possible. Yeah.
Fuck me, that is insane.
Yes.
That is an insane
Oh, yeah.
amount of money. I just
Oh yeah, we produce a
Wow.
lot of capital. The funny thing is that all of that capital that should be going towards the citizens, people.
goes to
We
your
have
retirees, your early
Yeah.
retirees.
Yes, pretty
God
much.
damn it.
Yeah. So we actually it's kind of funny because we actually pay one of the highest levels of taxes, right? So, and we were supposed to get all this shit that's almost everything free for the most part. Our medical, or now our dental, and a few other different things we're supposed to get completely free. And I put that in air quotes, okay? So that's all a lie.
If it's anything like the VI, I understand.
Yeah,
Trust me.
it's a complete lie. So
No, it is. Your money seems to be going more towards your government officials than it does
yes,
you guys.
it is.
So,
All the money that we push out, they keep taxing us more and more. All that extra capital that we put in goes into the pockets of our bureaucrats and our MPs or ministers and shit like that. So parliament ministers get more money for more taxes that we give up. And we get maybe if we're lucky, a 5% return. That's it.
oh, God
They keep the
damn.
rest. And because those taxes are fucking high, that return that we get just goes back into
No, I can understand why Paul Pierre
Pierre
Poilievre,
Poilievre,
whatever
yes.
Pierre is fucking so popular then. Because if I was, he's like, yeah, we're gonna end this, and
Look,
he's straight. He seems like he's straight up with his like, yeah, we're
Well,
gonna.
he's been in the back end of politics ever since from 25 to now. So he's in his 40s. He's got 20 years of seeing all this shit taking place. He's had the golden years of the Harper conservatives. He was one of the MPs in that. Yes, he was a financial officer, so on and so forth. But he's always been there. The conservatives fucked up by putting in the wrong people in front because the man that they should have had in the beginning should have been Pierre Poilievre. And because he's a common sense individual, he's seen the bullshit. He knows it like the back of his fucking hand. So he's like the younger version of a Donald Trump.
No, I will get that. You'll at least have a guy that can keep up for a while longer.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't even. Here's the thing. Oh God, you heard about Rittenhouse today, right?
Yeah, I heard about the Rittenhouse thing. Yes.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. That it flip flopped within a day. It was like, yeah, I plan on voting. I've talked to Trump, and the reason I don't, back in the past, not recently, he said he had the wrong people. I said, key point, wrong people. He's getting the right people this time.
Mm-hmm.
He knows who to pick. Trump makes a mistake once, and once he makes that mistake, he gets stronger like a fucking Super Saiyan and makes better decisions down the road. He didn't understand being president meant. He didn't really understand it, so he got in there, and then he learned it the hard way. He had to learn this shit the hard way.
Uh-huh.
So now he's picking the right people. People say, well, JD Vance is a bad choice. Like, no, JD, you want an A2 amendment person? JD Vance is perfect.
Yeah.
He's a Marine. He understands weapons. He knows what he's talking about. He's against most of this shit they're doing to the against the A2. He understands it. He hates it. He's perfect for that.
Oh,
so, Trump has a guy right there. He also, JD Vance also understands the military to an extent. He and like the reason the Democrats hate him is they can't call him the things that they can only call him weird. They can't call him racist because of his children and who he's married to.
Yeah.
They can't call him anything.
No.
And that's what they just say. He's weird. Well, why is he weird? Well, he's just weird. Look at the things he does. He's a family man. That's weird. I was like, no, that's really not.
That's what you want.
That's you want a family man. Well, he cares about his kids too much. I thought, That's what we were supposed
what
to
you
do.
want. I mean,
yeah, I thought we were supposed to care about the kids. If he cares about kids, well, he's too white. What?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the argument comes down to. But anyways, Kyle Rittenhouse said, "I'm voting for Ron Paul."
So
And I guess after he talked to Trump today, everybody went pearl clutching. I'm like, Ron Paul's not that bad, but he's voting. If you're not voting for Trump, you're voting against Trump. I was like, that's what the Hillary Clintons did.
Yeah,
that didn't work out too well. That's a Trump vote not for Hillary.
Well, I mean, I heard that, and again, there's certain people that'll throw that out there. It's a throwaway vote. I'm like going, whatever. It's a vote.
It's a vote. He's allowed to vote. You're allowed to choose whether it be good or bad. It's fine. I don't agree with who he's voting for, but you know what? That's his choice.
I find it hilarious because, again, yes, I have no dog in this fucking race, and I find it hilarious when some people get really upset. Go, oh, it's a throwaway vote, especially the Republican side of things, who are pro-Trump, and I'm like, dude, relax. Yes, not everybody on the Democratic side or the Republican side or the ones that are supposed to be independent are gonna pick your ponies, their favorite fucking pony.
And that's fine. Hell, you know what? Here's the thing. Even if they vote Kamala Harris and Kamala Harris wins, I'm not going to be too upset. No. Because we've gone through Biden. Yes. And yes, Kamala Harris is going to be fucking way worse. But eventually it will end.
Yeah.
She can't fuck it up too much because while they're worried about winning the presidency, our fucking the Republican Party is focusing more on the Congress and Senate. Mm-hmm. That bitch won't have the power to do jack diddly shit.
Oh yeah, no.
After this election,
that's pretty much what happened to Trump in his first 4 years, I should say.
Oh
because of the factor that half of it was controlled by the Republicans to a certain point, and you had the Never Trumpers. He was pretty much stalled, and then there was half of that that was controlled by the fucking Democrats. So he couldn't get shit done if his life depended on it. So was his term completely garbage? No, he tried to work with what he had, and sometimes he walked away with a good hand. Other times he just kind of, fuck it, we're done.
Well, here, what was it? Biden was like, well, I'm going to do a constitutional amendment and add more judges. Actually, you can't. You need Congress's approval, and Congress is not in the control of the Democrats.
Yep.
Sorry to say, you're really not. Because a lot of your people fucking died. Democrats. Just recently. They've had 5 people within the last 2 years die, I think.
Yeah.
We had the one black guy, the one black woman, the 2 white women, and the 1 white guy.
Correct.
And most of what happened with the Republicans, they just stepped down.
Yeah.
And then the Democrats apparently have 2 people that haven't showed up for Congress in about a month. Not because because they're in hospital beds.
Okay.
So, like I said, most of the Democrats are dying in bed.
Well, no, that's
but here's the best part: they're still fucking running.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know why. They're still running for their next seat.
That's because of the factor that that's the other thing. You guys don't have a term limit. I mean, we don't really have a term limit either, but there's a point in time where our fuckers up here stop running. They just go away. They sunset themselves. I mean,
well, here's the thing. People are like, well, Mitch McConnell's still running. I'm like, I don't care. He's going to die in office. Fine.
Yeah,
they'll replace him eventually.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. He should drop out. He can't even have a debate against the guy he's running against because he's worse than Joe Biden, I think, honestly. Maybe. I don't know.
He sees death in the court every now and then. He just stops.
You can see he'll stop. Is like, wait a minute, is that death? The people are like, are you okay? Is that death? He sees death on the road.
That guy over there in the fancy suit that looks like black, what's his face from that movie? What were you talking about, sir? You know the guy that looks like that guy from that movie. Which movie?
Skeletor. Oh fuck that! But Skeletor from the He-Man movie.
Yes.
Fucking death. But oh fuck me! I look at it. I'm like, I'm not afraid. While the Democrats are worrying about winning the presidency, Republicans are focusing on the Senate and
Well,
the
no,
House.
that should be how it is. You want to go for the lower
Eh.
portion of, because again, you have that trifecta right there. You have everything that's got that balance, checks and balances.
Well, right now, like I said, Joe Biden knows he's out, so he's trying to change the Constitution without
The fuck
their
yeah, I know he's
help.
going to try.
And it's like, and he says, "I'm going to put more." They're like, "No, you're not." Well, I'm going to get rid of the Second Amendment. No, you're not. You can't even get Democrats to vote against that Second Amendment. You couldn't. The second you do that and you start taking away people's guns here in America, I'm sorry, you got Texas, you got fucking Arizona, you got a whole bunch of states that are like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Even Florida. I mean, you get the
definitely.
whole South and most of, like, half the North.
Mhm.
There are states that would be like, nah, you're not going to take them. Bye.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's like, here's the thing. People, they don't realize that as long as people think they have the Second Amendment still, they won't rebel. They don't have to rebel. And that's what I've kind of learned over the last couple of years. People don't think they have to because we still have the Second Amendment. I think once the Second Amendment's gone, they say, well, okay, we're going to get rid of this. Everybody's like, because people have started investing in home production of bullets the whole way through.
Yeah.
I'm not talking, they're buying brass casings and,
No, they're going through the process.
They're actually building the brass casings. They're building the primers at home, and they're building them better than at the stores they buy them from.
Well, it's because of the factor that they're trying to find a way to reduce the amount of effectiveness of those particular weapons in mass production. So when you have the homegrown shit, and that does exist, has always existed.
What was it? One company has focused on increasing the stopping power of their bullets because people aren't buying their bullets because they can make better ones. So they're like, you know what? We have to make better bullets and sell them cheaper. So we can do that. So it's starting to turn around again, but it's a little too late for now. The only time in history where we've actually had this kind of homemade bullet production was in the era of the brass of the lead ball.
Yeah, the lead ball,
because people would make their own lead balls at home.
Yep.
They just melt down whatever was lead or metal or whatever.
Yeah, no, it would be because you find a lot of brass or whatever that it's easily to find.
I mean, a lot of things were made with copper back in the day. Boom.
Yeah, pretty much everything was made with copper.
Copper or brass, and you can just make a fucking ball and boom.
Make a brass bullet, and there you go. You got Bob's your uncle or whatever's left of it.
That was the things they used to do.
I know.
And we haven't seen this kind of homemade bullet production since then. So
well, again, it will happen. There's a huge turnover. There's a turnaround that needs to happen eventually. But in the meantime, it's just a matter of just watching that system fucking fry out. Like for example, the BBC is freaking out because of the factor that their Doctor Who is dead on the Disney front. So now that once they get it back into their hot little hands, they have to do a bit of instant triage.
What was it? Someone said, well, there's not going to be a second set of Jodie Whittaker. It's like, no, they're not making any Doctor Who episodes. No, that's because they already did season 2. Season 2 is already in the can and ready to go.
Yeah, that's it. Done.
I mean, they said season 1's over. They're not making. I was like, no, it's because they made both seasons in one.
Yeah, they did it. So they did the 60th. They did the 2 seasons. So those are all in the can with the Disney money, and they did it pretty much in front of a fucking green screen for
Disney. Yeah, mostly Disney said. Disney says, well, we're not going to make another season.
Nope.
When they made that, they already have the second season. It's going to go forward on Disney.
Yep.
And then
there's no plans after it.
There's no plan, and after next year, 2026, there's no plans for Doctor.
Yeah, and Gatwell only kind of agreed to 2 years, so he's done. So he's sitting pretty, and all he has to do is just show up and he's paid.
He made a fuckload. He made a fuckload of money apparently.
Yeah,
they paid him a shitload of money to make shit.
Yep,
and he just went along. He's like, you know what? Fine. I will make the shittiest show ever for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
That smells and reeks of feces for years and years to come.
I mean,
and I
Gotwell.
will
Funny,
get paid.
funny enough, Gotwell is an actual really good actor. Problem is, he was given shit material, so he decided, yeah, I can save the boy with it.
There were moments where actually I did watch some of the series. There were moments where I thought he was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, he's
But
a
then
good actor.
then he had to say something that you can tell he's like, I hate this,
Yes.
and it sucked so bad. Like I said, there was some pretty good writing in moments, and you had great actors, but the script was so feces ridden.
Yeah.
No actor, like you could take actors from the best actors from way back when, and give them that, and they'd be like, fuck, I don't know what to do with this. You could take the best actors in the world. You could take Charlie. You could take anyone, and
Yeah.
they would not be any actor, best actor ever. He wouldn't know what the fuck to do with it. The best directors, the writers you can't fix, but
Yeah, no, it's
the writers today you couldn't take you could take the best writers, but they'd still have to write that shit. So it wouldn't matter. Like I said, it's so bad.
Oh yeah, no, because Russell T Davies has pretty much. We'll just kind of call it what it is. He's
Here's the
He's
thing:
done.
he made okay. Here was the thing: the people he made the people that they were trying to make look good look really evil and bad and horrible. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we were you what?
Yeah,
and it was so bad it made them look even more evil, but not in a good way. You know what I mean?
I know that's the problem with RTD. He's gotten to a level where it makes no fucking sense. And out of that collection of that first season, Stevens Moffat's one that he did called Boom, which was episode 3, it was the only one that was good. It wasn't the greatest out of that entire collection. It was good. But it was far better than the rest of the fucking series.
Oh God, what was it? David Tennant was like, I don't want to come back.
No, I
There's
don't
talking
blame him.
about bringing him back again after the second season of whatever his fucking Whitaker.
Yeah,
Not Whitaker.
not Gatwell.
Gatwell.
Judy Gatwell.
Judy
Gatwell.
Gatwell. I'll just say Gatwell.
Yeah, Gatwell.
Gatwell, because he's like, I was done actually because they just killed. I honestly, it wasn't even the 10th Doctor.
No,
it was a throwback to the 10th at best.
Yeah,
that was.
Well, the funny thing is because it's a Disney Doctor, he is pretty much outside of that, and because they made 2 fucking Doctors. That's the problem. Made 2 fucking Doctors that exist within that time frame. So Gatwa's Doctor, even though he's supposed to be the next version, it really isn't. He's a standalone. He's kind of that. He's like that multiverse version of the Doctor, where you have the actual Doctor 14 who's doing nothing. He's done his 60th episode. He got by whatever it is, and now he exists in the Gatwa universe, and yet does fuck all, because everything that happened during that fucking time frame on Earth, you would think that that Doctor 14, the Tennant Doctor repeat, would show up to do something. No.
And I guess for the Christmas special, they're going a fat episode or something. I don't know.
I really don't.
As a fat woman in Doctor Who, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
I mean, we already had that prior. Fat people were losing fat, and those little fat molecules were being turned into baby things. And I
thought that episode was absolutely hilarious.
So I'm like, whatever, man.
That episode was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Well, that was a Moffat storyline. See, again, Stephen Moffat is a really good writer, kind of questionable director, but a really good writer. But yeah, all RTD really needs is to just sit back, relax, put out a plan of what he thinks should be the direction for this Doctor, and let Stephen Moffat write the fucking thing.
Yep.
That is it. That's all he needs to do. But no, we've got Russell T Davies, who brought Doctor Who back from almost the dead to the point where he pretty much put it back into the grave.
Well, no, this time he incinerated it.
Yeah,
He put it into the German oven.
yeah, definitely, he had to. Yes,
Sorry.
he. No, there's. Yeah, I get it. No, but fuck, it's real. It is kind of relentless when I look at that, and yeah, Disney's kind of washed their hands. It's over for that one. Season 2 is already in the bag. I don't care what anybody else says. They fail to understand that. Hey, when you're working with Disney, you fill multiples. You have everything ready to go
Yeah.
because yeah, they want 2 seasons. That's it. You get two. Hell, it's the same thing with the Netflix current. You get 2 seasons. Here's the money. Work it out. 2 seasons for us, please. Ready to go, so we can put it up whenever we want to. So same deal.
But they actually make sometimes. Actually, here's the thing: they just got that animation studio.
Yeah.
And the guy who actually knows how to do his job, who owns the animation studio, I can't remember. He used to work for Disney, brought a whole bunch of Disney, the good animators from Disney. All the ones that left because they got tired of getting paid shit and working shit hours. He's like, yeah. So he made a deal with Netflix, like, hey, you have to put our stuff, promote our stuff over your stuff if you want us to sell it. So that was one of the deals they made. That all Netflix shows have to be promoted under their the shows from the studio.
Sure.
So basically, they get top billing. For at all.
Yeah.
So
well, again, it makes sense because if you have a company that you want to keep getting these ongoing revenue from, I mean, it is a revenue stream. Unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
You have a company that needs this. You need people. So that means that you need product for these people. So you're going to do whatever it is to make sure that you keep getting that product. So it's come to the point where Disney has decided. Well, in this case, Disney has decided to bring back RTD, not RTD. Robbie Downey Jr. Jesus fucking Christ. RTJ. So many different fucking initials.
Here's the thing with everybody. Here's the thing. Everybody's like, I don't know. Here's the thing. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
Great movie. I thought it was if you compare it to the shit we've had this year and the last couple of years, it was the best fucking movie ever. If you only
I will agree. I will agree. But again, then, I look at it and I kind of go, the movie doesn't have enough legs to keep it going.
Oh no, it doesn't. It definitely. That's what I was gonna say. I was getting to. It's not. It's going to make its money. Don't get me wrong. It's going to make its money back, and it's probably going to make $1 billion easily. It's going to make $1 billion. However, after that, I don't think it's going to make much more.
No.
Is it going to pay for itself? Yes. But here's the thing. This was an average movie. And Disney could just make this average movie. Yeah, it's almost made $1 billion. Shit. There you go.
Well, I have a funny feeling that it won't get past the 75, like the 750. I'll be impressed if it does get to the $1 billion mark. Kind of, it anything that has $1 billion possible has a pretty good long leg run. It's usually a bit. You see how this line kind of just mids out. Usually it kind of goes up for whatever reason. It's got long reach for whatever reason. It's got a long reach. It's unheard of for something like that. So when I look at charts like this, and I kind of go when it gets middled, it's like well, when you're in the middle, it's not that hard to go down. It's very rare that it's going to go up. You've already middled, and unfortunately, this could have that long term of being a middle. But you have other movies that are coming out soon.
That's true. Next week. I think this weekend it could make another $200 million.
Well, this weekend or this release section is not the greatest because you have Harold and the Purple Crayon, Trap, which is actually a pretty good movie. and the firing squad. I'm not going to see these kind of be the breakout for the most part. It's next week that's going to be a little
Yeah,
bit
that's
of
what I said.
questionable
Yeah.
because of the Borderlands, and then all of a sudden we're going to get past
You
this
know
one
the
here. We got Aliens Romulus will be coming out as well. So
here's the thing. I see these two movies, Borderlands and Alien Romulus. Borderlands, and people are like, that looks good, but
it's not the greatest. As
this
well as I'm not expecting a big thing because again, it's Lionsgate.
no, it's
So,
Lionsgate. So I think that might make somebody too. I think Alien Romulus, nobody is interested in this fucking. I am not seeing any hype behind it. Everybody's like, I want to see this. Like, we've seen this before. It was called Alien.
yeah.
Now it's Alien. That's all it is. It's Alien with aliens.
It's kind of a
More.
prequel, but it's also the return of the original director.
And
So
no one really cares.
that's the problem. We don't see it because the media is not pushing it out. The media is trying to push out, and again, Disney media is trying to push out the Deadpool Wolverine because they're trying to make as much money as possible off of this. They're trying to snuff this film out because it wasn't theirs.
That's true.
But there are people who are dying. The average person is dying to see this movie.
Oh, I don't feel like it. Here's the thing. I've seen the previews. I've seen the script. I've seen a lot of things on this movie.
No, I'm
not
not
impressed.
but again, this is a movie designed for the alpha and the zennies.
Oh god damn! And none of them have fucking money.
Oh, they do. They have their parents' money.
Well,
there's the problem.
And the problem is that here's another thing. Rogue, you don't understand. Right now here in the U.S., one thing that the parents aren't doing, they're not taking their kids to fucking movies.
Oh, they have been. They have been.
Not as much as they used to.
They have. They will not be taking them to the Deadpool Wolverine, but they did take them to the other movies that were available.
Now I did see The Bike Rider and Twister.
Mm-hmm.
Twister was so bad it was funny.
No, yeah, but a lot of them are taking them to this particular movie that I've just displayed.
That was actually a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Despicable Me has a huge upturn. Why? Because it's a PG-based kind of family-friendly movie. It has some really interesting. It's an animation. No one fucking cares at this point. Yeah. But you see the fucking leg on this.
Oh no, the leg on that I was not surprised. That was a good movie though. I mean, even as an adult, I watched the movie.
No, but again, and look at the same kind of earnings. So this has made the same amount of earnings, actually in this case more than Deadpool and Wolverine. And it's been out for a lot longer.
Yeah, well, true.
Okay,
that is true.
So and it's still pushing, so it's still going to be hitting the screens. It's not going to have the same amount of screen shares that it used to, but it's still going to be there because it's one of the more popular movies, and it's got a long reach. This one could probably last its entire tenure for an average movie. So instead of like the 2 months or the 2 to 3 months, this could go all the way up to about 9 months.
Oh yeah.
So this has a possibility because again we're in the August and it's still going on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's already past its prime.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I could see it once it gets into the streaming portion of it. You're gonna have massive legs on that one. This, if it goes to like DVD, Blu-ray, yeah, it's gonna have another reach on top of it. But unfortunately for the R-rated movie that is Wolverine and Deadpool,
yeah,
it's like
the rewatchability. I could see. Yeah. I don't think it's going. Here's the thing. I think it's going to make about 100, maybe 200 million this week.
Yeah,
no, next week, and then it might die. But like I said, I think it's going to make it to the billion.
Yeah,
we won't know.
Again, I'll be impressed if it makes it to the billion. But again, like I said, I have a funny feeling that, like every other, it'll be the most profitable out of the entire Deadpool collection.
Oh yeah, it already is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, beyond that, the listing of all the Deadpool movies, including this, is Deadpool, Deadpool Wolverine, Deadpool 2.
This is the only Disney movie I've seen this year.
Yeah. Well, I can believe it.
Only Disney, like that's counting Lucas or anything.
Oh yeah.
Only one I've seen.
Oh yeah.
And I can tell this is not made by Disney.
No,
It was made by Ryan Reynolds.
it was made again. That's another thing. Disney really kind of pushed it a little bit, but not by much.
No, here's the thing. I hear there's going. And here's the thing. There's going to be a red band version for release.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going to be a hard copy.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be pushed over $1 billion.
Oh yeah. No, I
Because I'm buying that. If they have a red band version, I'm buying it.
Oh
And
yeah,
now
it
if
will
I
be,
have
but
to
it will
rent
be
it,
just after it's been taken out of the theaters.
oh yeah, I know. But here's the thing: if they come out with a digital version, I'm not buying it.
No.
I'm watching it, but I'm not buying it.
I believe they're going to go with the digital because they want you to watch it on Disney Plus.
No, I guess I'm not getting it. I'll watch it, but I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, they want you to watch it on Disney Plus. But yeah, no, like I said, for Borderlands, I'm not expecting a lot out of it. All I'm thinking again, I'm looking at maybe 120 spent on a movie like this, 120 million. Or less that was spent on this, and yeah, I'm expecting them to recoup their cost. So if they get they get to like 300 million, great, they recoup their
Well,
cost.
the reason I know it's going to be out into a hard copy, not only a digital but a hard copy, is
Mm.
Ryan Reynolds, the man, in his contract said, "Hey, I want this to be a hard copy release." And you
Yeah,
have to do so
I
many,
get it.
so-
That's a contractual thing, but that comes back to how much money's been made.
Yeah, that's true too.
So if it makes its money, then it's going to have a hard copy. If it doesn't make its money,
Oh, it's already made its money. It's already
Yeah.
made its money back. So I mean, what
yeah.
was
So
this?
there you go. So the hard copy is there. Like I said, makes its money, it gets a hard copy. Doesn't make it, forget it.
So because the thing is, while yes, digital's great for them,
Mhm.
people want a hard copy, and you
Yeah.
can make them pay for the digital while they're waiting for their hard copy. You know, do that. That would be smarter.
No, I get it, but Disney, like I said before, they're more focused on having the ability of people going to their services, and that's what they want. Again, here's the other Lionsgate movie they'll be coming out. Jesus fucking Crow.
The didn't they delay that again?
No. It from what I've seen and what I know, it's ready to go.
Okay. I just now I do want to see the Borderlands movie, and I see the Lionsgate Borderlands movie. But here's the thing: I'm looking at it like I'm not a Borderlands fan, so
See,
I
that's the
don't
beautiful thing
have
about it
to see it.
because it's utilizing the Borderlands character, but not keeping to the lore of Borderlands to a degree. So,
but there's a boycott on Jack Black, and since he's in this movie, I don't know if it's going to affect it because a lot of people are pissed at him.
no, he may be there, but he's kind of I'm missing. He's in a song.
He's not physically there.
He's not
just
physically there. His
there,
voice
so-
is there. That's it.
Yeah. So, like I said,
He's
that might
Claptrap.
save
And
him.
Claptrap is only there for a short period of time. Yeah, he's going to make some of the antics in that, but realistically, he's not really there. So
Yeah.
most people are upset that they have old biddies playing, these characters that should be, younger. Kevin Hart
Yeah,
is playing one of the characters that should be in his 30s, and Kevin Hart's in his fucking 50s.
Yeah, and then you got two women that are supposed to be in their 30s playing that are in their 60s and 70s.
So realistically, I mean, come on.
The only character they got right was the girl,
Yeah.
and like I said, the only character and Claptrap because he's a robot. Doesn't matter.
Of course. And again, like I said,
I wish they could have got the original voice actor for Claptrap.
that
would have been
nice,
better.
But
They,
it is
yeah.
what it is. You deal with what you got. But no, like I said, we've got a lot of different movies that are coming out that's going to compete against an aging Wolverine and Deadpool, unfortunately.
So it's
So,
90s.
yeah, I know. So it's like,
I love that line. It's like, yeah, you're gonna do this until your 90s.
yeah.
Until your
So-
90s. And then at the very end,
I know. I'm
It's true.
intrigued with. I know. I'm intrigued with The Crow. I'm not expecting a lot out of it, but I'm intrigued with the casting that they have. Will it be the best?
so apparently the rumor is the reason they put not Hugh Jackman, but Henry Cavill
Yes.
as Wolverine, they wanted to test out and see how people would react to Henry Cavill playing Wolverine because he's apparently the guy they're looking at.
Yeah.
right now.
One
And he
he
tested well.
possible. He's testing well, but again, uh, problem is right now Disney is looking at two different versions of Doctor
Yeah,
Who.
the gay Wolverine and or female Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So we
and
already
nobody
know
wants the gay
that
Wolverine.
X-23 exists within the universe, and I believe she, if I remember correctly, she finds a way onto the actual
Yeah,
MCU
she does.
universe.
At the very end of the movie, they pull her. They pull well, not just her. They pull Blade, Elektra, what's his name? Gambit,
Gambit, yeah.
possibly Johnny Storm. We're not quite sure on that one yet.
Evans wants to come back, but kind of questionable.
Yeah, they basically pulled those versions out of the whatever the world was.
Foxverse.
Foxverse, whatever. And the Foxverse, or not the Foxverse, but the world inside Deadpool, whatever.
Oh, the Void?
The Void, that's what it was.
Yes.
And put them, so like Wesley Snipes is Blade in Marvel Universe right now, and because they're looking at putting him as Blade again. And the only thing he says is, I want script approval, and I don't want to be a gay fucking vampire.
No, it makes sense. and it would also kind of open up the door to his daughter a bit better. It'd make more sense.
Yeah. You have an older Wesley Snipes Blade.
Older Blade. He's had the time to, have this kid, which makes it more reasonable. He's trained this person. She's as good as her father, or slightly a little bit better. Who the fuck cares? So you have all this continuity that exists from Fox to this new MCU.
Yeah.
You can change a few things, but still you have this continuity.
Yeah, you don't have to do much effort. It would probably be a better story. And I think, well, here's the thing. There's an earnings call next week.
Mm-hmm.
We had, they're going to be, so if you make movie, the thing is, Disney thinks, oh, we had a great movie. And they'll listen to us from now on. See, here's the thing. I don't think they're going to, because I think this is going to work against them.
It will.
Because it's like, see, if you make movies like this and not like this, we can make money. And we're happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the problem. Yeah, no, that's the problem right now. It is the factor that Deadpool Wolverine is a standalone kind of movie for the Disneyverse.
Well, the best thing about that movie was Ryan Reynolds had script approval. So did they both had script approval.
Mm-hmm.
Both goddamn Hugh Jackman and Henry Cavill. And they also got to hire the other actors. They got to choose who was going to be casted for which character.
Yeah.
And a lot of the reason a lot of the people were chosen for it because they were chosen by Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
They said because they knew them. They knew the actors. Now, here's the thing. Channing Tatum was supposed to play Gambit in the Gambit movie before Fox got canned.
Correct.
Essentially. And that's why they brought him in. It's like, and he did, I don't like Channing Tatum.
He's a good Gambit.
But he is a good Gambit. He did a good job. He did do a good job as Gambit. I'm not going to lie.
I hate
I still hate
Chris Evans is a better Johnny Storm than anything else that has existed.
He's an okay Captain America.
Not the greatest Captain America, but he's a great Johnny Storm.
There's only been 2 Captain Americas. 3, technically. But yes, still.
Technically, yes. No, he's not the greatest of all Captain America. Unfortunately, Captain America is a hard character to get right.
I think he did good with what he had.
Oh yeah, no, that I will agree with that.
But
like I said,
here was the thing: he was trying to play a man out of time, but he couldn't quite pull that off ever. Because even though Captain America, when he came back and had been back for 10, 20 years, he still didn't get things.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much how, even if you caught up, you still wouldn't catch up with it all. So by the time we got to Captain America, he didn't feel very old-timey.
No.
The sequel Captain America, I would say, would be movie. It didn't feel... It felt like he was just another guy who had I don't know how to put it. He just felt like another guy on the street with a different set of morals, and that was it. He not the person with different morals, different thought process. It just it didn't work.
No, I agree with that because there has been some actors, voice actors that have played the role of Captain America, some better than others, but yeah, uh, Evans was fine, but not he he didn't have that proper portrayal, and unfortunately, yeah, like I said, there were so many that has played that character, that kind of character, from the cheesy directed TVs and all that kind of stuff. Hell, even the voice actors for those
And the one that never made it to the movie
Yeah.
theater or the TV,
Yeah.
that was made it to the internet somehow.
Somehow,
my.
yes.
Oh
Jesus
my god,
fucking Christ.
that movie! I mean, that was between that and the Fantastic Four movie that never made it. That only made it to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, I would have loved to see Batwoman now.
Oh yeah, no, but again, all the way from 44 to now, we've had so many different versions of this iconic character, and yet none of them pretty much hit very well. Let's be real. None of it hit pretty well. Because like I said before, Captain America is one of those hard characters to sell. He's like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the golden boy, but he's also the only other aspect of Captain America is he's a man out of time, where Superman is an alien that's found his way to Earth. So
he's raised on Earth.
Yeah.
As a child
So
baby,
basically, with Superman, he's a man, or he's a god amongst men. But with Captain America, he's a man out of time. So it's like, here's the problem with the two of these characters. But you have to portray these characters like Boy Scouts, and if they're too goody, kind of makes it kind of a problematic if they're beating up people and almost killing them. So
what was it? Here was the thing about, you had the Superman movie that tried to get Superman Returns.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good movie, lousy actor.
Yes, I agree.
Good movie, lousy actor. But not really lousy, just not the right.
No, but they were trying to go for a new look,
and they portrayed him well. The actor tried to portray. He didn't have the chops to carry. He was going up against Christopher Reeves, who's a way more talented actor. I mean, even though that's who he was fighting against. Then you tried to do a Cavill. Cavill was a great actor with a terrible movie.
Yes. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, Cavill was the greatest Superman." He was an okay Superman. Good actor. I'm not gonna don't get me wrong. Yeah. He's a good actor. Terrible Superman. He's got the body and the physique for a Superman.
I think he's got the acting ability. He had a terrible script.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. And for me, he's like good actor, great physique, terrible Superman. Unfortunately, it wasn't his physique or his acting capability. It was just the script and the people behind it, what they wanted. So that's the unfortunate thing. He had very little control.
And here's the thing, he tends in all his shows, save for the Tudors, where that was all his shows and movies, he keeps getting constantly fucking bent over the table.
Yeah, I know. Actually, so much so that the what was it? Warcraft's series may not actually happen.
It happened now. They'll get paid for it still, but it ain't gonna happen.
They will have to rethink the actual thing. Both they're gonna have and the people behind.
What was it? There's two ways it's going forward. One, they fire him and remove him from the process, but he still gets paid. Two, they just end it and start over again.
They're going to be ending it and start over. Either way, he's getting paid.
Either way, he's getting paid.
Yes.
So it's like, because they don't want to make it because he has choices.
Yeah, he's got control.
He has a script control, and it's like he's got so much so that they don't want to make it now because they're trying to say, well, you have to do it this way because now it's lore. He said, no, it's not. No. Just because you had them change the lore does not mean that is the fucking lore.
Yep.
I am going with the old books. and they're
Oh yeah,
like,
no.
"Fuck."
Yes. So it is kind of interesting going forward, but yeah, as it continues, more drama will be eking out. I mean, as usual on the internet at large, because everybody's a pet hunter over there. As for the movies, where for my bread and butter is for the most part, my interest is that has a lot more shit and shenanigans that are happening. And yeah, like I said, I'm intrigued with the Crow, Romulus. Uh, it looks like the Disney was forced to make another or finish another R-rated movie, and I don't know if they fucked it over entirely or not. But we're gonna have to wait and see. And I'm curious on the other Lionsgate production that's out there that's going to be coming up soon, the Borderlands,
Borderlands.
and how fucked
I
up it's
am
going to be. It
curious
looks
about it, but
interesting.
it looks it looks like it could be good. But is that because they only showed you the best parts?
Yeah, I know that's what I mean. It looks interesting, but even I know I'm not a huge Borderlands fan. I played the game.
I have.
I don't care about the lore,
Yeah,
honestly, and
same here.
I'm intrigued with how they use these particular actors to make this movie. Did they find them on a cost saving kind of factor? Because I feel like this was
Did they
cost.
find them at Costco?
Yes.
I mean, that's what it feels like. They found all these
Did
actors
they
at
find
Costco.
Kevin Hart, little tiny man who's pocketed into the Rock shirt, with a sign going, I'll work for nothing. I'll work for peanuts.
I mean, honestly, well, here was the thing. I was like, did they find them in like a action figure
Yes.
box or
Box,
something?
yeah.
And just like, oh, this is Kevin Hart.
I just
I'll work for you.
Yeah,
As he pulled the string.
Yeah.
I'll work for free.
Yeah.
And then but all the other actors too.
Yeah, I mean, you
oh,
have Jamie Lee Curtis doing another one. I'm like, okay, she's aging out, but did she kind of phone it in? I'm curious. See, I'm more curious about how this movie is going to be.
Actually, here's the thing. From what I understand, none of them the way they describe it, and this is usually rare, they had fun with this movie. They all had the lovely time making this movie.
Yeah.
Which I find interesting. It's like it's not that like, oh, we enjoyed each other's. We had they were like, no, they were laughing and cracking jokes. Even like they actually had a good time making this movie. So I'm like, I'm wondering if this is going to be good.
Is this going to be one of those kind of like that updated version of Jumanji?
Yeah, that was that too, or the sequel Jumanji.
Yeah, is this kind of the same? Is this like the first, the updated version, which was actually pretty good? The sequel was shit, or whatever the actual? Because I barely remember the remakes.
But then I look at the Alien Romulus one.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, we have kids who have a spaceship and yet want to go somewhere else, and they have a spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
You have the spaceship now that you need.
Just go there. But no, like I said,
it's like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be like not another teen horror movie.
No, that's what I expect. Because again, we're eking towards the Halloween time frame, so I'm expecting that to be schlock movies coming up with a degree of entertainment. So the one thing I haven't seen is another like Condemned or whatever the fucking American whatever haunting shit that always shows up. What is it? What was the fucking thing with it? It's always a found footage shit. I don't see
Blair
that
Witch
hitting the
Project.
market. Yeah, Blair Witch Project, and all that kind of things. Yeah, I don't see that hitting the market. So I'm like, okay, this should be something interesting because I'm seeing horror-esque movies coming out at this time frame. So when I see the September releases, I'll get an idea of what the October releases are going to be. So I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. So
I haven't seen anything horror movie-ish for anything lately.
No, that's what I mean. And so the closest we get would be like Borderlands, which is going to be like a comedy-esque kind of going into it with a bit of, minor horror shit. You have, which again, it's like action kind of movies, we'll put it that way. Then you have The Crow, which is going to be a little bit more within that romantic horror level. Then you have Romulus, Aliens, which is sci-fi horror. And then you just kind of work your way into the next thing. So I'm expecting Blood and Honey or whatever the third one's supposed to be showing up, hitting the market or whatever.
Actually, actually there was talks that it was either going to be a Pinocchio horror movie or a Peter Pan
I heard it was I heard that too. So I'm curious for the next couple of movies or next couple of months worth of possible horror movies. So I like
No,
okay.
those I wouldn't mind seeing because the Pooh and Honey 2 was actually pretty okay.
Yeah.
It was better than the first one, which is rare.
No, and that's what I mean. It is horror movies age better. But once you get an idea, you can age the movie to become better and better. I mean, then it gets to a point where you overdo it, and you end up with 20 different episodic movies
Jaws.
of Jaws or Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, or you're
I-
working on another remake
Or
of
Halloween.
a remake of Texas Chain Massacre.
I mean, yeah, the four most commonly remade movie franchises are Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those are the four most common remade.
Which
or
which I
sequels
hear
or-
that they're going to do a remake of Chainsaw Massacre.
Why? They
I don't know.
just did one 5 years ago.
I don't know. I don't
And
know.
it was horrible.
I know. So yeah, that's why. I hear that they're
they're
planning
done
on doing
dirt
another one.
cheap.
I'm like, why the fuck are you guys doing this? Please stop.
I mean, they're done dirt cheap on the fucking.
Oh, I know. So yeah,
nothing
okay. So
budget,
September we got
so-
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, there's that. I'm not sold on that one.
No, but again, I'm like, okay.
I'm not. I mean, I hope it's good.
Yeah.
It's the hope more. It could be. I mean, from what I'm looking at, it could be good, but I'm not hearing any buzz about it. From
We
the
still have
actors.
time before anything else. We have in September the 20th. You have Transformer 1, which I believe that's how Megatron and Optimus became who they are.
How they start out as best buddies.
So it's kind of be a buddy cop kind of whatever it is. Blah blah.
Before they became enemies. They were friends before they became enemies. But enemies. Yeah. But yeah. I don't think they're going to portray it right.
Then another one I'm kind of looking forward to, but that's like way down the road, is Megalopolis, which is a remake of a very old silent film.
Yes, which has been a cartoon and anime, and it's been remade before, but it was done very.
This is done by Lionsgate, so this is Lionsgate. Again, I'm more interested in Lionsgate productions.
They tend to do more practical effects and
Yes.
more. I mean, honestly, Borderlands is going to be their first major digital movie, I think, isn't it?
Yes, it will be their first major. Yeah, it's going forward.
I mean,
Then
it's
we
got
have-
a lot of practical effects, but it looks like it's got more.
And then we have another R-rated in the October. We got the Joker, whatever it is, their sequel that they're doing.
Oh, yeah. What was it called? The Joker Laughing Man or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Fale Adieu or whatever, a ducks. I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
It's for some reason they had to put French in it. For some reason, I don't know why.
Well, it's because there's a social thing that goes with it. I forget what the actual psychological thing it's supposed to be, but so yeah, there is a lot that's coming out. I mean, hell, even My Hero Academia is coming out in October 11th. So, as Toho,
they got a movie. Yeah, that's an international movie that's coming here. Yeah.
We got Venom: The Lad's Dance that's heading out in October. So,
isn't the Hero Academia done with the voice acting for the English version is supposed to be AI?
Yes, that's what I heard.
This is their first go through with it, and it's actually supposedly done really well.
Well, I hate to break it to everybody, AI voice acting has improved. Has improved leaps and bounds over current, actual, real.
Well, here's the thing
that you can hire.
The funny thing is the way they did it. I'm not sure if this is actually how they did it, but this is how I heard they did it. They had the Japanese actors speaking Japanese.
Yes.
The software then translated while they were doing the voice acting.
Yes.
With the same tone, but it's the different language.
Yes, that is a thing that happens.
And basically you have the same, but in a more English tone voice.
Yes.
And
it's
the same voice, but it's done in an English tone, and it doesn't sound like, what's a book?
I've seen the program in actual action, like actually being being used in real time. Like, oh my fucking god, this is a pretty interesting because
Well,
there's some other paid programs that are out there that you can create the video, and then it can all automatically take your image in that, your vocal tonations in that, but change it to whatever language that you want.
yeah,
A-
and
And it will even kind of rig the mouth movement to be a little, and this is live action shit. So this
what?
is
Well, here's the thing. They said, well, you have to hire, voice actors. They said no. They did hire a voice actor. He was
yeah,
speaking Japanese, and it just auto translate, and they just auto
yeah,
tuned it over essentially.
yeah. No, I mean it's like fuck it, whatever.
So yes, a voice actor was hired.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah,
did for the
yeah,
dub.
so they went with it. So yeah, we have the Gladiator 2 coming in November. We have Moana 2 coming out also in November.
Oh,
We're still
Gladiator
best
2,
of luck
that
on that
piece
one.
of shit.
But
That
yeah,
piece of shit's already dead.
and
I feel bad for what's his name in that movie. The black guy. Shit.
Kevin Hart.
No, in Gladiator 2.
Not Denzel.
Denzel. I feel bad for him because it's like it looks like he really tried, but
play, Han. So
it's like he actually looked like he was trying and having fun.
yeah,
But the rest of the
Oh, no,
actors
he gets-
look like shit.
yeah. No, he's playing. I think he's playing Alexander the Great. I forget. He's one of the two.
He's playing somebody that he just
He
should
used
not
to
be
a
playing.
white dude that he gets to play black. It doesn't really fucking matter. It just-
You're better.
It's Denzel. The other
I
one
really-
I'm actually looking forward to, but it comes out in fucking Christmas time frame. Nosferatu.
Oh, are they remaking that?
Yeah, they have remade it. It's kind of in the bag. They're just doing the final editing. But yeah, Nosferatu is being remade.
Isn't this a comedy / one though?
No, from
I'm-
what I'm not 100% sure because Christmas horrors do exist. Unfortunately for some, they do exist.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of, I don't know. From what I'm getting, it's still trying to live up to the actual horror element of it. So I do keep in mind this is like a silent film level of horror. So trying to bring it up to today's standard is going to be kind of a challenge.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. But I think we're at that time.
We beyond that time, buddy.
Oh wow, we are. Shit.
We're beyond that time.
Yeah, I was
So-
like, my eyes are starting to get blurry. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh wow, it
so,
is.
yeah, no,
fast
we're
forward.
gonna wrap this fucker up. No, we should have wrapped it up a while, but I got
half an
like I
hour
said,
ago,
I
yeah.
got stuck in the movie mindset because that's where my focus is. But yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming along for yet another fine edition. I want to say two shot at the bar, but it's not. This was GNF Televisable. So yes, as usual, like, comment, subscribe, whatever else you're supposed to do wherever you find this. I give Gem X his last rights. I hit buttons. We get out of here. See, I made a change.